Well, hello, I am back in Texas. I'm home from convention. It took forever to get home. Holy cow. All right, if you're hopping on, say hello. If you're catching the replay. And if I can help you with anything, comment the word August. How are we in August? Actually, today's a really sweet day. Today is August 4th. It is my mother's birthday. She passed away back in 2002, so she's been gone a while, but she would have been 85 today, would she still have been alive? So that's crazy. She died in her early 60s, so just the idea of trying to think of her being that old is just impossible for me. So, a little bittersweet today, but you only remember those that you truly loved. So, that's what I have to say about that. All right, whoo! Didn't mean to go emotional, but gotta honor the day. Made some great connections at convention. It was so nice to meet people. Nice to see the leadership of the company and to hear where the company's going. I think that's one of the perks of being at convention, is a little sneak peek of what's to come, things like that. And also gave me some time to reflect on, how do I see myself going forward in this company? So that was really good, and really happy I was able to do that. Can't put on makeup if I'm going to be like that. All right, I'm going to take my collagen. I do have a way where you can get your collagen on 25% discount, which is like bigger than I can offer at any other time. One of the things they announced that's coming. I don't know if you've ever gotten anything off a subscription from me from my oldest website. It's like called uniqueproducts.com, and then it has my name. That subscription manager was the clunkiest, to the point that I hated to direct people there. But they're coming out with a new subscription manager, and they previewed a little bit about it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I think it's going to be so much better. Easier to manage your own subscriptions. You can actually merge subscriptions together so that they would be delivered in one box instead of getting, one thing this week and one thing next week. Just great things. Great things are coming. All right, we were going to go out to dinner, which is why I waited so long to get ready. Plus I had to knock out laundry. I haven't been home since Wednesday of last week. So lots to do today. But I knocked out laundry. Let's get a little lip mask on. And I thought we were going to dinner. We had discussed going to dinner tonight, kind of in honor of my mom's birthday. But my husband had kind of a bigger lunch, and he's like, I'm afraid I wouldn't eat anything. And I'm like, well, shoot, why are we going out? That's dumb. So instead, I think we're just going to stay here and catch up on our own shows that we've missed while I've been out, because he's been very good to not watch them while I was out. And mix up my BB cream concoction here. I missed the fact that the whole time I was in St. Louis, it was like highs in the 70s, maybe low 80s. And then, of course, inside the convention center, it was just downright cold. But I knew that was going to happen. Did not catch me by surprise. I was ready with a sweater. So yesterday, big storms across the middle of the country, and I knew DFW or Texas area was getting storms, but I should know better than to plan a late afternoon flight in the summer, because that is when we get the pop-up showers, right? The heat of the day drives the showers. And I know this. I've lived in Texas forever, right? So I'm at the airport and my plane gets delayed. So I ended up talking to this really nice lady and a gentleman that were sitting beside me at the place where we were all hanging out. And so all of a sudden I'm like, oh, my plane's pushed an hour. Great. Guess I'll be hanging with y'all longer. So it was really nice though. Got to meet some nice people. And then we boarded and everything was fine. And we got on our way and I'm like, all right, this is going to be great. So I'm already an hour late, right? Then we land in DFW and the captain comes on and he says, well, Mother Nature's just going to get us. And I'm thinking, why? We're on the ground. We are 8th in line to get a gate. We sat barely moving for over an hour before they could find us a gate where we could actually get off the plane. Crazy. Crazy. Okay, our free product changed this morning. Let me tell you that. So you know I love my setting powder. And the free product is our setting powder brush. This brush is so cool. It is so big and fluffy, and it just does a great job at not being so dense in one area, you know, sort of getting things all over. And I just love being able to put it back on my top if you were watching while I was at convention. For travel purposes, I take a perforated top that has its little sticker over it, you know, when it's delivered to you so that it doesn't dump everything out. Well, I wanted that for both directions so it doesn't dump everything out. So I just pulled that little plastic piece out and then sort of just dabbed a little bit of powder out as I needed. But all right, there, we're all set. So this is your free item with any 3 things off of my storefront. And we're having a huge warehouse sale still. So I'm going to use a lot of the items from the warehouse sale, and that still qualifies you for the free item. So it's not like you have to buy a full price item or anything like that. Once I'm off of this, because I didn't think about it and bring my computer over and all the things, because I'm discombobulated having been gone, I will put a link in the comments to the warehouse sale. And that just puts everything in one page that you can just see the sale items. They're anywhere from, I think, 15 to 70% off, depending on what they are. Some things are last chance. That's more the 70% off items, right? Some things are either a surplus in the warehouse, a repackaging idea, or a reformulating idea. That's typically what is included in our warehouse sales. So I have a feeling my favorite lip is going on a repackage, and I'll show you why when we get there. My favorite lip, my favorite eye. I don't know what I just said out loud. Don't mind me. It is good to be home though. I'm not the kind of person that can let my suitcase just sit. Like, I walk in the door, I open it, and I immediately start unpacking. I don't know. Am I weird that way? I'll see people that are like, oh, I've been home over a week. I haven't touched my bag. I'm like, first off, do you have double everything? Because I don't have enough stuff to do that. I need things to go in the dirty clothes so I know what's the priority for tomorrow. Because I did laundry. I did the 2 most critical things today that were the highest. And then got a couple more things to do tomorrow. But I'm trying to not make myself do all the laundry on one day. Because, you know, I don't have obligations this week outside of the home. Because our granddaughter's out of town. So I don't have her this week. So in that regard, I prefer to do a load or 2 every day, right? Instead of committing, and I think because I have a theory. So when we lived at the condo, so we've been at this house for 3 years this summer. Yeah, so we just hit our 3 years. And we had lived in a condo down in Dallas for about 7 years prior to that. And in the condo, we had shared laundry. So 4 units shared 2 washers and 2 dryers on our 3rd floor. So there's people on the 1st floor, we were on the 2nd. 3rd floor was shared laundry and storage rooms. So you kind of had to knock your laundry out because you couldn't just do laundry whenever you wanted. And we sort of got in a rhythm, like This person downstairs does her laundry on Mondays, so I can't do Mondays. This guy does his laundry on Thursday. Like, we all got into our little thing. So you kind of had to choose a day and then just power. So I would put things in both washers, you know, both dryers, and just run through 4 or 6 loads if I needed to, right? Whatever I need to do, just this is my day. I'm going to knock it out. And that's a lot. Like, luckily it was like the equivalent. If I did 6 loads, it's equivalent to doing 3 timeline wise. Because here I don't have 2 washers and 2 dryers. You know, it's just my husband and I. No one needs that much. But I have a feeling that burnt me out on doing that much laundry. So now I'm down to like 1 or 2 a day. I mean, I'd love to get it to where I just do like, yeah, max 2 a day. So I can throw another one in while one's in the dryer, and then I'm done, right? All right. So this item is on our warehouse sale. It's 50% off. It's not going away. It is these gorgeous shades. I'm going to use this today. So this is my pink combo I just absolutely love. But it's got like this dark, it's almost got a green hue to it. And then of course it's got this dark brown and this like rose tone. See that? Really rich colors, really great palette. I have a sneaking suspicion, I do not have this confirmed, I have a feeling that they are repackaging this. And the reason I say that is this was one of our very first of these palettes of 9 where the technology is you can use it. They called it like eyeshadow for dummies, where you could go across, diagonal, or up and down, and those shades are made to work together, right? So it was the first one to do that. Since then, we've come out with palette 10, but this is the packaging on palette 10, which is horribly fingerprinted. Hold on. But do you see how gorgeous that is? And this one's just like, So I kind of wonder if they're gonna spruce it up and make it more like that one. We'll see. But the insides still work great. So we're gonna use that again. There are lip stains, lipsticks, all sorts of things on that warehouse sale. So over this next week, I will use things from that sale exclusively. And if there's anything I can help you with, that's when we're commenting August. And then we can chat and I can help build you a cart, help decide shades, things like that. Or you can take the link and just go shopping if you already know what you need. Now this is a new product that's coming. I can't tell you much about it, but I want to try it really well before it launches so I can give you my honest feedback. Okay, I got a couple of those. It's a good thing about going to convention. I got a sneak of 2 things that are launching in September and a really big deal of something that's launching in October. And I am here for it. So that's all I can say. All right, let's do a pink eye. I need to clean my brushes. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I've got a project for my husband and I's company I need to work on tomorrow. So that would be good. I could go live in the morning, then I could clean my brushes and then that would give them time to dry. Because I hate to only clean part of them. Like if I leave enough out to get ready, I don't really like doing that. I like just throw them all in the bath. Let's go. Not the true bath, the sink as their bathtub. When this palette first came out, well, obviously mine's well loved because it is down to the metal, but I was still working at the time, and this was like my go-to for the daytime. I just felt like it gave me such a good eye look that went with so many things. There we go. Ooh. It's warming up here. Rained overnight, which is good because I can turn the sprinklers off tomorrow. I don't have to run them. Every little bit helps. Pretty. I think that looks great. All right, we're of course going to come in with my Quadra because it's on the warehouse sale. What? Why? They're not retiring it. I know they're not retiring it, but I'm like, so I'm going to stock up because it's at a bigger discount than I can offer. And it's something I use every single day. So why would I not? And as long as you don't open it, then you're not putting air into it. So it's not starting to degrade, right? It's not going downhill yet. Now, if you open every tube, that's a problem. But I wouldn't do that. I would just throw it in the drawer and be like, I'm ready when it's ready. All right, one more little pass. Oh, the funniest thing last night. So I checked one bag and I carried one on. And because I just don't have enough little travel size bathroom things to totally go carry on. I would really have to think about that to make that happen. But anyway, plus I was just taking too much. We had 2 changes a day, all the things. So I'm waiting on the one bag. And, you know, like I said, we're delayed forever. We're waiting 8 planes. We're 8th in a row to get off the plane. And they had said we're going to be at like B5 baggage, right? So I'm standing at B5 and it's like 3 pages of planes. And bags are just coming left and right, all different flight numbers. And they get on the little speaker thing and they're like, because we have so many planes baggage coming in, we're now going to also start dumping off of B4. And they're right next to each other. Like, you know, this one's here, this one's over here. But there's no rhyme or reason. Not like, oh, these planes are going to move to B4. It's just they have so much down there, they're just going to start throwing them either direction, which is like, I'm sorry, what? So I stay there. My husband goes and stands at the other one, and we're just looking. And finally, I found mine on mine. But I was like, how do you just throw it up? Like, yeah, that would be very difficult if you did not have someone that got out of their car and was waiting for you in baggage, like my sweet husband was. All right, I am going to come in with my favorite lip. And I believe this lip is on the warehouse. I need to double check lipsticks. All right, this is Powerful. Isn't that pretty? So I'm just going to Prime Set Mist. I missed having that. I did not take this with me because I didn't have a fresh one that I could like lock it down. All right. That's going to do it. What do we think? Pretty palette? All right, well, let's all snag it before it goes away. You know, with the warehouse sale, well, it's just like with any sale we do. As soon as things start going, there's no replenishment, right? It just is kind of what it is. So I'm going to go snag me a palette 9, a couple of quadras, and I'm going to look at kind of the lipsticks that are available and see what I might be missing on my end. So I'll put the link in the description as soon as I'm done. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.